Questions? White is off, right?
White is off, yeah, red is on.
Aye.
We got a packed house.
Yeah.
I don't see.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. I'd like to call the meeting to order and please ask everyone to rise for the pledge. This evening is going to prove to be one of our, added to many other, exceptional nights where we recognize exceptional people in our Brentwood community. Additionally, we're going to recognize, as many of you know, we renovated our 9/11 memorial, and the individuals responsible for spearheading the project are going to present to our community this evening as well. But before we get started, I know Mr. McCray wanted to have the floor. If you will, Mr. McCray, thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So I'd like to call up Sammy and Adina from Monica Martinez's office. So I would like to honor 5 members this evening. And I went around, spoke to a lot of elected officials, and they all basically felt the same way I felt about the leadership in this district. So at this time, I want to honor Eileen Felix, Julie Burgos, Maria Malave, Brandon Garcia, and the Superintendent of Schools, Wanda Ortiz Rivera. So what we've done is we've reached out to all the elected officials, Assemblyman Kwani B. O'Farrell, who's a prior employee here, Rebecca Sandin, who's having a fundraiser. She couldn't be here this evening, but she did leave her cert for her. And also Phil Ramos. He also left certs for you. All right? Additionally, Senator Monica Martinez couldn't make it. Adina's here in her absence.
I trust Byron's words. Thank you very much.
And also, you know, we got to make sure Sammy says a few words. Come here.
I just want to congratulate. When I got the phone call from this gentleman, I said, let's do this quickly. And it's an honor, simply an honor to recognize all of you for Hispanic Heritage. Thank you.
Blue flowers so he wouldn't be insulted, all right?
Thank you so much for that recognition. It means so much to all of us, I'm sure. I speak on behalf of the recipients, to be acknowledged for the hard work that each of us do on a daily basis for our community, families, and students. Truly means a lot to each and every one of us, so thank you for that recognition. And to move forward, we're going to begin our 9/11 memorial presentation. Wanda?
Yes. So, I think everybody's here, right? Can you just come up, please? And just Is everything ready on the video? Yes, so I have here. So the company that the district contracted with was Renew, right, James?
Correct.
Go ahead.
Hi, how you doing, everyone? My name is James Conquest. I work for Brentwood School District, overseeing the maintenance of the district and all the buildings. I also oversee the construction projects. I was excited to be asked, honored, really, to be asked to be part of the renovation of the 9/11 courtyard. I knew Renew Contracting would be the right company to use to help us transform that space. And with that, I will introduce Chris Shiraki, who was the project manager and site super, who incredibly facilitated all the components from the design, working with Mark, the designer, and overseeing all the construction throughout the entire project to the completion. So with that, I'll introduce Chris Shiraki from Renew Contracting.
I'm not much for public speaking, so pardon me. I just wanted to thank you on behalf of Renew Contracting for giving us the opportunity to build this beautiful space and be a part of this beautiful project. We put together a short film just to show you guys what went into it and what the design ideas were, and we hope you guys appreciate it. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Christopher Uraki, work for Renew Contracting, I'm a site supervisor. Jim Conquest brought this idea to our attention, and right when he said it was about 9/11, you know, kind of jumped at it and started going over ideas.
Michael Vandenberg, president of Renew Contracting. You know, whenever we're asked to build a memorial, you know, we take it very serious. We really want to make sure that we capture what the message is of each particular memorial. You know, in this one in particular, 9/11.
And that's when we brought in Mark to start designing. We wanted to incorporate everything possible into this project and make it as special as possible for the Brentwood community.
My name is Mark Daniel Pappalardi. I have a company called Mark Daniel Landscape Design. I've had some experience designing some memorials in the past, but this one in particular was very special to me. My first impression was that I felt like we had a great space to work with. So I did a lot of research and I developed the concept that we have here. When designing the space, I really wanted it to be a cohesive space with 3 separate elements to it. I started with the movement throughout the space. The decision to have the first responders row come in. Its racing lines symbolize the many agencies and vehicles that answer the call without hesitation. When I first saw the beams as they were sitting there, they were laid out horizontally, felt like they weren't being honored maybe in the way that they could have been. So I wanted to prop them up, and I knew that with that we were going to have, you know, a central element. And that central element became the hand of a clock. And the way that I oriented the axis of the clock was to orient the viewer, if you're standing at the 6 on the clock, so that we actually look at the Twin Towers from that 6. So that was the axis. The progressive wave of blue formed by bluestone blend pavers symbolizes the reverberating impact of 9/11 across the globe. The light fixtures were there to kind of lead you down the path and sort of hold your hand as you walk down that path. And there's a bit of comfort there, you know, knowing that the light fixtures were bollards that were strong and by your side, you know, the whole way. The boxwoods that line the space along the perimeter, they were used symbolically as persons lost that sort of protect and onlook the space looking inward. This way, I felt like it wasn't going to be only a somber remembrance of the space, but also an uplifting remembrance of the space.
To be part of something that's remembering 9/11 and all the first responders and the unselfishness of all of the first responders. It's really important to me, so I was very honored to be a part of this project. Every single detail of this project was thought about and coordinated. Things that you don't see, like drainage. We have, I think it's 7 or 8 drainage basins. There was one original. The amount of soil that we brought out. I mean, we brought out 300 yards of soil from that courtyard through a little 8-foot wide hallway. We have a foot of gravel for drainage inside that courtyard. So it was pretty extensive what we did that nobody would ever see, but we wanted this to be able to last forever. The flagpole was donated from Branch Services. Branch Services thought it was really important to get involved and dedicate a flagpole. Pretty much everything in there, it's a low maintenance plan. There's synthetic turf, artificial mulch. The mulch is all rubber mulch. The plantings are all individually planted inside each their own container that's buried 2 feet into the ground. It'll be a longer lasting courtyard and memorial for everyone to enjoy.
I think that the space is going to evoke a sense of pride with the school. I don't know of any other schools that have such a distinct memorial space.
I really hope that now that the memorial's done, the staff, faculty, the students, especially, take some time and go out there and reflect on what it was like for the kids to be alive that day. They were not even alive that day, but what it would have been like.
It's important to remember the selfless acts of the people around us. And many Americans are first responders jumping at the drop of a dime to go help someone else in need. And they did it all just for the greater good. And we should remember that, and the students will remember that every time they walk by.
I think the space promotes curiosity and learning for students, and maybe they'll start asking questions like, why are those steel beams in that position? Why are there some times? What are these times listed here around?
There's no better learning tool to teach these kids about 9/11 than there is that memorial. It's so much more than just reading a textbook and talking about that day, when you could walk them out and touch a piece of steel from there and understand why that steel is set in that position. It's such an amazing learning tool, and I bet you that there's going to be dozens of kids that will look at 9/11 a little bit different now because the memorial's there.
I want them to be curious. I want them to be interested. I want them to look at the space and really want to understand what the meaning was behind a lot of it.
Hopefully passing by this memorial every day for these students, even though they didn't experience what actually happened that morning of 9/11, it'll teach them to be strong, to be caring.
Eventually, we're going to lose those firsthand accounts, and what we'll have left is the symbolism.
I really just want to thank Brentwood, the board, the administration, the staff, for allowing us to build this project.
Thank you is really what I wanted to say. Thank you for allowing me to be involved in this project.
I'm proud to be a part of it. God bless the USA, and God bless Brentwood.
Thank you.
There's a QR code that will be on display inside the courtyard that we'll be presenting within the next couple weeks. And that'll bring you to another website that'll show you all the meanings. We had to cut a couple things out of this to try to keep it short for you guys. I know you guys have a big agenda tonight, so, but that'll go into about a 1:50 second long speech that tells you each item and the significance from each thing. So.
So thank you so much for jumping at the bit, as they say, or chomping at the bit to be involved in this project for Brentwood, to be invested, to create such a beautiful space that honors the memory of all those affected, those who didn't make it, those who survived, and those who live with the memory of that day, right? That's the importance. And what we're creating here is an environment where we evoke conversation, right? And an opportunity to have dialogue with the students, as you said in your presentation, probably weren't even born when this event took place. And so it gives an opportunity for them to learn about what happened that day and to have, heartfelt conversation, because many of us staff members were here, whether it be in the city working or somewhere, alive at that time, that know the significance of this event and how it affects everyone to this day, because it does affect all of us to this day. So you definitely honored what this board was trying to do with that space, and we couldn't be happier with the outcome, and we thank you for being part of Brentwood's history.
And I share Ms. Felix's sentiments. I just want to say one thing. Here in Brentwood, as you can see, we do a lot of things with a lot of love and care. And I thank you for really putting your heart there. I never knew really that architects can actually really feel this way. I'm not kidding. And like the sense of, for me, architecture is just about building blocks and putting things together. But seeing how love, really, it was love. But I actually saw here, even when I saw you, you were probably crying a little bit when you said, that you were so thankful. And I want our students to see that too. It's not the profession that we have right now here that's to serve the community. Also, architects can do that. So you changed my perspective also. And thank you. Welcome to Brentwood. This is what we do. Thank you. Will you take a picture? Of course. Yes.
So Wanda wants to go to the podium. So we're going to continue with our presentations, and this evening we're going to honor some magnificent, marvelous, and wonderful individuals that have touched many lives in Brentwood and abroad. And I'll turn the floor over to now Mrs. Wanda Ortiz Rivera.
Absolutely. So good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It feels like good morning here to me again. So, all right. So as we celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month, it's my pleasure on behalf of the Board of Education to recognize and honor 6 remarkable women whose stories and service reflect the heart of Brentwood and the strength of our Hispanic community. Our first honoree story is one of vision and leadership. Please help me honor Daphne Irizarry. Daphne, born in Ponce, Puerto Rico, is the founder and president of the Long Island Latino Teachers Association. She came to New York as a Paul Douglas Scholar, earning degrees from Stony Brook University and Queens College, and later an advanced certificate in educational leadership. Daphne once shared with me that her father always listened to the radio. And today, she carries that memory forward by hosting her own Spanish language program, not just to inform, but to serve, empower, and keep the Latino community connected. She currently teaches English as a new language in Central Islip and has served in leadership roles, including board chair trustee from Suffolk Community College and member of the New York State Commissioners Teachers Advisory Board. Her dedication to equity and opportunity was recognized when she was named one of Long Island's top 50 women. I am personally thankful to her for bringing to Brentwood the first summer camp for high school girls and for always keeping our students and teachers in mind. Her classroom may be in Central Islip, but Brentwood is right next door, and she reminds us that true leadership is not limited by district lines. It's about elevating every student, every teacher, and every community. To us, Daphne is not only a leader, she's also a trusted neighbor, and tonight we are proud to celebrate her as both. Thank you, Daphne, for everything. Okay, very nice. Okay, nice. You say, yeah, it's right there. No, right there, right there. Yes, right there. Thank you. Our next honoree story is one of service and dedication. Please help me honor Celia Volmer. Celia Volmer has served the Brentwood Library for 26 years in roles ranging from safety trainer to community outreach coordinator. She's also a longtime volunteer with the American Red Cross, where she served as supervisor, instructor, and ambassador. And in 2014, she received the organization's highest honor, the Clara Barton Leadership Award. Celia's education runs deep in our schools and community. She has served as a devoted mentor to our MBK students, offering guidance, encouragement, and care. Her impact is so lasting that even after they graduate, students return to her for advice and support, a true testament to the relationships that she builds. She's also known for her strong advocacy around fire prevention, bringing much-needed awareness that has helped here countless families. And if there is an event in Brentwood, Celia is there, always lending a hand, always showing up to help others, and never saying no. Celia, Brentwood is stronger because of you. And tonight, we're proud to honor you for your service, your heart, and your extraordinary commitment to the community. Our next honoree story is one of commitment and community pride. Please help me honor Ursula Rivera. Hi, Ursula. She's a little shy. Ursula Rivera is proud Puerto Rican, Brentwood graduate, and dedicated volunteer who has spent the past 20 years giving back to her community and supporting young athletes. Through her passion and commitment, she helped grow our local softball program from just 12 girls to more than 80 in recent years, creating opportunities, building confidence, and inspiring the next generation of Brentwood athletes. Ursula carries with her the lessons her parents taught her about always giving back, and she continues to put those values into action every day. She's deeply proud to honor her heritage while serving the community she calls home. On a personal note, I want to thank Ursula for her role as attendance monitor in our school district. Her work is crucial to our schools, and she does it with a smile and a caring spirit. Her presence makes a difference in the life of our students. We celebrate Ursula for her service, her kindness, and her lasting impact on Brentwood. Congratulations. Our next honoree story is one of heritage and lifelong dedication. Please help me honor Ingrid Citrin. Ingrid is a Brentwood graduate and a dedicated administrator. She was born in the Bronx to Puerto Rican parents and moved to Brentwood when she was only 7 years old. She attended our schools from elementary through high school, graduating from Ross in 1988. Ingrid went to earn her Bachelor's of Arts from Stony Brook University, where she discovered her passion for supporting students with special needs while working as a job coach. That passion led her to complete a master's in special education and begin her teaching career at South Middle School in 1997. After 25 years in the classroom, she now serves as department head of special education at Brentwood High School, where her dedication continues to make an impact. On a personal note, one of the things I admire most about Ingrid is the connections that she builds with students and our families. She also helped elevate our high school tree lighting event that is coming up, bringing the entire community together in a beautiful way. Ingrid, we thank you for your commitment, your creativity, and for all that you do for our students and families. Thank you. Our next honoree story is one of courage and determination. Please help me honor Maria Rodriguez. Maria Rodriguez's journey as an educator has been shaped by her own powerful story. Born in Caguas, Puerto Rico, Maria came to the United States at the age of 12, only speaking a few words of English. That experience gave her a deep understanding of what it feels like a newcomer and inspired her to create classrooms where every child felt supported and seen. Maria began her Brentwood career in 2003 as a sixth grade bilingual teacher. I still remember visiting her classroom and being amazed at how she created what it looked like a mini mall for her students, bringing in clothes so that children in need could have what they needed. That moment captured really who Maria is, a tireless advocate for students and families, always ready to go beyond what is expected to make sure every child feels supported and valued. In 2017, she became our assistant coordinator for bilingual education and ENL programs, where she has led our Title III summer programs with excellence, and she's deeply loved by both teachers and students. Her dedication never changes. No matter the challenge, Maria always finds a way to give her the very best. And of course, she always also makes the best sofrito. Maria, we thank you for your heart, your dedication, and the joy you bring to Brentwood. You are a true example of courage and determination. Our final honoree story for tonight is one of resilience and service. Please help me honor Denise Fuentes. Denise Fuentes, the daughter of Salvadorian immigrant parents, spent her early years in a modest one-bedroom apartment, while her parents worked day and night to build a better life. When they were finally able to buy their first home in Brentwood, they laid the foundation for Denise's deep and lasting connection to this community. Her education began at Southwest Pre-Kindergarten, continued at Hemlock Park and West Middle School, and she graduated from Sunderland High School before returning to Brentwood as an educator. She began her career as a teacher and coach, and today she serves as parent liaison and leader of our Family Community Center, where she supports parents, guides families, and builds a vital bridge between home and school. I want to thank Denise for her heart of service. She has always been an excellent teacher, but in her current role, she's teaching in a different way, helping parents, especially new families, find their place in our Brentwood community. She's at every event. Sometimes I even joke that I have competition, but she's ready to serve. Denise, we're deeply grateful for your commitment, your example, and the way your story reflects the hope and resilience of so many of our families in Brentwood. Tonight, we celebrate you, and we also honor your parents who are watching from El Salvador. Their sacrifice and love are reflected in the woman you have become. You have made your parents proud, you have made your teachers proud, our board proud, and you have absolutely made me so proud. Congratulations. I think we need a picture now, because I cry. Yes, thank you.
veo, que no veo.
So as we continue this evening, we are now going to swear in our ex officio student board member, Jaylene Guerrero.
So she's going to do it, and then she's going to, she has the highlights for the, she's going to say that to me. She's so happy, look at that smile.
I, Jaylene Guevara, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of New York State, that I will faithfully discharge the duties of ex officio student board member of the Brentwood Union Free School District Board of Education, according to the best of my ability. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, Jim. Okay? Okay.
Just to sign it.
Just to sign.
You have to sign it.
She's doing a good job just signing now.
So you have just made history, Jaylene, as the first.
Yes, it is. The first. Yes. And you have to start working right away, so go ahead. That's fine. That's fine. Yes.
Well, first off, I am so thankful to be the first to be elected to this position. I am so very thankful. Of course, I thank all of the teachers from Brentwood High School to the Freshman Center who have helped me to get to this, to get here where I am today. Dr. Doolin helped me remind myself that I have worked very hard to get here, and I am so very proud of myself, and I know that the Jaylene that was in middle school, she'll be so very proud of me, and I wish that she was here so that I can be like, you did it, you're here, you finally did it. All the hard work has finally paid off, so I'm grateful for that. And so I'm here to present to the board and to all of you the first few days of that has been happening within Brentwood as we have started school. So, good evening, members of the Board of Education, administrators, faculty, and community. I wanted to begin by sharing how the first few days of school have felt from the student perspective. The atmosphere has been energetic and welcoming, with teachers and staff working hard to make sure everyone transitions smoothly back into routine. Many students have expressed appreciation for the efforts put into organizing time for students to get to know the opportunities that are offered at the high school, setting clear expectations, and building a positive environment right from day one. With the introduction video shown during the first few days of school, many students are in awe of how many things are offered to students to advance their education, which connects back to the impact of the Graduation Plus initiative started recently. One of the biggest changes this year has been the new phone ban policy. As expected, it sparked a range of reactions. Some students are adjusting quickly, recognizing that it helps them focus more in class and engage with lessons. Others feel the adjustment is difficult, especially during downtime like lunch or study hall. However, though it's clear that the intent to limit distractions and improve academic focus is beginning to show positive results, and I think with time, more students will come to see the benefits. Recently, Mr. Nick and I interviewed students about the new policy, and we were able to provide you all with a direct perspective to this new policy in a video that you will see later. The video gave students a platform to share both the positives and challenges, and it provided useful insights into how the policy is affecting daily life. The dress code has also been a topic of conversation in these early weeks. Students understand the importance of maintaining a respectful and professional school environment, but many hope that the rules are applied fairly and consistently. It's encouraging to see that teachers and administrators are open to feedback, and I believe continued communication between students and staff will make sure that the dress code supports both respect and self-expression. To conclude, the start of the school year has been smooth and productive, and while changes like the phone ban and the dress code adjustments require some getting used to, students are willing to adapt when they feel heard and respected, and I'm glad to be that voice for them here. I look forward to continuing to bring student voices to these discussions as the year goes on. Thank you.
Thank you, Jaylene. That was wonderful. Okay, so I'm going to open the floor to questions on agenda items only. Questions on agenda items only? Okay. Be it resolved that the following items be approved, B1A through B1M. I need a motion.
Ahmed.
Motion by Hassan Ahmed. I need a second.
Harmon.
Second by Eileen Harmon. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. Be resolved that the following items be approved. B2A. I'm going to read this resolution. Board of Education goals for the 2025-2026 school year. Be it resolved that the Board of Education hereby accepts and adopts the goals for the 2025-2026 school year as presented during the September 25, 2025 board meeting. 1. Student achievement and equity. Provide rigorous and engaging academic opportunities that close achievement gaps, accelerate learning, and prepare every student for success in college, career, and life. Number 2, whole child development. Foster safe, supportive, and inclusive environments that prioritize social emotional learning, mental health, and physical well-being alongside academic growth. Number 3, family and community partnerships. Build strong, collaborative relationships with families and community stakeholders to expand opportunities, strengthen trust, and enhance student learning. Number 4, staff excellence and development. Recruit, retain, and support a highly skilled and diverse workforce through continuous professional growth, leadership development, and recognition of excellence. Number 5, operational effectiveness and innovation. Ensure fiscal responsibility, equitable resource allocation, and the integration of innovative practices and technologies to improve teaching, learning, and district operations. Do I have any questions on this resolution from the board?
I don't have a question. I just want to say that I am proud and happy of these goals, and I think they reflect a really comprehensive and cohesive view of what we're trying to do here. So I approve and support these.
Anything else that any board member may want to add?
I'll add a C to that. I concur.
Thank you. Okay, I need a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Cindy Seferi. I need a second.
Burgos.
Second by Julia Burgos. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. Thank you, everyone. Be it resolved that the following items be approved. B2B through B2BB. I need a motion.
Burgos.
Motion by Eileen Harmon. I need a second.
Ahmed.
Second by Hassan Ahmed. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. Be resolved that the following items be approved. C1A and C1B. I need a motion.
Malave.
Motion by Maria Malave. All in favor? I'm sorry, I need a second.
Garcia.
Second by Cindy Seferi. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. D1A, appointments, resignations, and leaves. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education hereby approves the certificated personnel action report contained in the board packet for the September 25th, 2025 board meeting. I need a motion.
Garcia.
Motion by Brandon Garcia. I need a second.
Burgos.
Second by Eileen Harmon. All in favor? Aye. Noes? Abstentions? So moved. D1B, be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education hereby approves the non-certificated personnel action report contained in the board packet for the September 25th, 2025 board meeting. Sorry. I need a motion.
Malave.
Motion by Maria Malave. I need a second.
Saveri.
Second by Cindy Seferi. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. D1C, a motion would be in order, whereas the parent of the student referenced in correspondence has appealed to the Board of Education regarding the superintendent's determination, and whereas the board has carefully reviewed the record on appeal, and whereas the board has deliberated on the appeal in executive session, now, therefore, be it resolved that the board shall affirm the superintendent's determination. I need a motion.
Ahmed.
Right, come on.
Ahmed. Yeah.
Motion made by Hassan Ahmed. I need a second.
Harmon.
Second by Eileen Harmon. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. D1D, be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education hereby approves a last chance agreement dated September 10th, 2025 between a certain staff member, Local 237, City Employees Union International Brotherhood of Teamsters, and the Board of Education of the Brentwood Union Free School District, and that the President of the Board of Education is authorized to execute the last chance agreement on behalf of the district. I need a motion.
Saveri.
Motion by Cindy Seferi. I need a second.
Garcia.
Second by Brandon Garcia. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. D1E, amendment to the employment agreement for the superintendent of schools. Be it resolved that the board president is authorized to execute an amendment to the employment agreement dated June 20th, 2024 with Wanda Ortiz Rivera, superintendent of schools. I need a motion.
Garcia.
Motion by Brandon Garcia. I need a second.
Burgos.
Second by Julie Burgos. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. D1F, amendment to the employment agreement for the Assistant Superintendent for Elementary Education. Be it resolved that the Board President is authorized to execute an amendment to the salary and benefits agreement dated September 23rd, 2021 with Ann Palmer, Assistant Superintendent of Elementary Education. I need a motion.
Garcia.
Burgos.
Motion by Brandon Garcia. I need a second.
Burgos.
Second by Julie Burgos. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Abstentions? Noes? So moved. D1G, amendment to the employment agreement for the Assistant Superintendent of Special Services. Be it resolved that the Board President is authorized to execute an amendment to the salary and benefits agreement dated September 23rd, 2021 with Rhonda Young, Assistant Superintendent of Special Services. I need a motion.
Malave.
Motion by Maria Malave. I need a second.
Garcia.
Second by Eileen Harmon. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. D1H, amendment to the employment agreement for the Assistant Superintendent of Secondary Education. Be it resolved that the Board President is authorized to execute an amendment to the salary and benefits agreement dated June 20th, 2024 with Matthew Gengler, Assistant Superintendent for Secondary Education. I need a motion.
Ahmed.
Motion by Hassan Ahmed. I need a second.
Saveri.
Second by Cindy Seferi. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. D1I, amendment to the employment agreement for the Director of Programs and Policy. Be it resolved that the Board President is authorized to execute an amendment to the salary and benefits agreement dated October 17, 2024 with Vincent Leone, Director of Programs and Policy. I need a motion.
Ahmed.
Motion by Hassan Ahmed. I need a second.
Garcia.
Second by Brandon Garcia. All in favor? Aye. Noes? Abstentions? So moved. D1J, Administrative Table of Organization, Assistant Coordinator of School Counseling and Guidance. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education hereby appoints Sarah Chakoch as Assistant Coordinator of School Counseling and Guidance for a 4-year probationary period effective October 1st, 2025 through September 30th, 2029, at a salary set forth in the negotiated agreement between the Brentwood Union Free School District and the Brentwood Principals and Supervisors Organization, BIPSO. I need a motion.
Ahmed.
Burgos.
Motion by Hassan Ahmed. I need a second.
Seferi.
Second by Cindy Seferi. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. Congratulations. Okay. D1K, Administrative Table of Organization, Assistant Principal Elementary. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education hereby appoints Cindy Bentoncourt as Assistant Principal Elementary for a 4-year probationary period effective October 1st, 2025 through September 30th, 2029, at a salary set forth in the negotiated agreement between the Brentwood Union Free School District and the Brentwood Principals and Supervisors Organization, BIPSO. I need a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Julia Burgos. I need a second.
Second.
Second by
Eileen.
Eileen Harmon. All in favor?
Aye.
Noes? Abstentions? So moved. Congratulations, Cindy. Welcome to our Brentwood family. D1L, Administrative Table of Organization, Assistant Superintendent for Elementary Education. Be it resolved that the Board of Education hereby appoints Stacy Burdett to a 3-year probationary appointment as Assistant Superintendent for Elementary Education in the tenure area of Assistant Superintendent for Elementary Education effective November 3rd, 2025, and be it further resolved that the President of the Board of Education is herewith authorized to execute a salary and benefits agreement dated September 25th, 2025 between the Board of Education and Stacy Burdett regarding her service as Assistant Superintendent for Elementary, which agreement has been reviewed by the Board of Education. I need a motion.
Garcia.
Motion by Brandon Garcia. I need a second.
Malave.
Second by Maria Malave. All in favor? Aye. Abstentions? Noes? So moved. Congratulations, Stacy. You have to forgive us. Sometimes we're crumb cakes up here, so it takes us a minute. Okay. E1A, student enrollment figures. As of September 3rd, 2025, student enrollment was at 17,250. And then as of September 5th, 2025, our student enrollment was 17,211. Elementary, 1,410. Middle school, 665. Freshman campus, 181. High school, 587. And these are the totals for special services enrollment. Attending out-of-school district, Schools, K through 12, 472. Resource room related services, 55. Approved preschool programs, 374. Related services, preschool programs, 150. F1 through 3 is miscellaneous items for information only, board action memos for the August 11th Board of Education special meeting and August 21st, 2025 Board of Education business meeting. Board of Education workshop will transpire on October 9th, 2025. That's the first of this year. And our next Board of Education business meeting will occur on October 16th, 2025. I'll open the floor up for public comment. Do we have anyone at home? In the audience? Okay. Wanda, the floor is yours. Old and new business.
All right, so I just really want to say, before I move it on to Jaylene, because she has my new job right now, she took my job, right? She's going to work on all the highlights. I just really want to say how blessed I feel that having, worked with Ann Palmer, who's going to retire now in December, and now also with Stacy Bride. And the greatest part is that they're both Brentwood graduates. They started here very early, and this says a story, really tells us a story about the strength of our teachers here and the administration also. So I just want to say welcome, Stacey, to Cabinet. That's coming soon. I don't know if you know, but one thing that comes with the job is that at 6 o'clock in the morning, you have to send me texts every morning. That's what Annie does, all right? So congratulations again. Here we are. Congratulations. So now Jaylene, she created, as she mentioned, a wonderful video with Nick Chicone, our PR consultant here. And I really want you to see the bell-to-bell cell phone ban, what the students have to say. Jaylene. I think it's coming up, right?
Today I am here at Brentwood High School, and we're going to be interviewing students about the new cell phone policy that has been an adjustment for many students, and why not take a look at their personal perspectives on it.
It has definitely been an adjustment, not just for me, but for everybody that I've spoken to, all my friends. Us using our phones, I know that personally I used to use my phone 24/7 in school and out of school. This goes back to middle school, not even just middle school, but sometimes kids get their phones in elementary schools, and I think it's amazing that they're starting to implement that, not just in the high school, not just in the middle school, but in elementary schools as well, because it's something to break kids out of their habit.
Me personally, I think it helps people communicate better with others rather than just like texting them and stuff. It really brings out people to actually speak instead of just standing there, on their phone and all that.
So one of the biggest differences I've noticed since the cell phone ban is the students' awareness is increasing of the environment, and how we conduct ourselves in the hallway and in classrooms. For example, before the phone ban, in the hallways, going to your next class, students would always be staring down at their phones, whether it was texting friends, playing games, or just scrolling on social media, and that really impacted the traffic in the hallways and the time it would take to get to your next class.
And as a result of the phone ban, I've been trying to adjust to it, because the first 2 weeks definitely not perfect, but other than that, I think I've been starting to write stuff down honestly, try to highlight again. Also, I think I've been able to procrastinate less as a result of it, because I'm a huge procrastinator overall in general. But other than that, I feel I've been able to much more on top of it, and balance without the phone.
I low-key miss being able to use my phone, but at the same time I'm glad they got banned, because now I could focus more in class, and in lunch I could focus on getting any homework.
I do sometimes. I wish I could just check and see if my parents or anything have texted me, if something's gone on and I don't know. I wish I could check it, but I think it has been a good thing. My grades have been better, and I think everybody else has been affected somehow, but mostly in a good way.
I've noticed a lot of people interacting with each other. before everyone used to be on their phones, like at lunch, they all used to be on their phones. But now most of the people, they're like conversating with each other, and that's really good.
It's been hard like adjusting and like getting comfortable with this new law, but I think with time and like with more discipline, I think this law can be very beneficial to all students throughout all the grades.
Great job, Jane. And you know, I was afraid at the beginning when we, you know, first implemented this, right? And we trust our kids. That was the first thing that we said. And look how great they're doing right now. And I heard Becky Gurella told me that she went to a middle school and they were passing notes. Remember when we used to do that? So it's a good thing. Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you, Jaylene. This was amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, Nick, because I know that you did it too. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay. So with that being said, I'm going to need a motion to adjourn the meeting at 8:59 p.m. I need a motion.
Oh,
Garcia.
Sorry, oops.
Huh?
Garcia.
Okay, Brandon Garcia, I need a second.
Ahmed.
Hassan Ahmed, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? So moved. Thank you, everyone.